Do you recall when we featured the Baker Farm Shop several years ago on Top Shop Tours? You know, if not, go to Successful Farming's YouTube channel and search for Baker Shop. Anyway, at that time, Mark and Kim Baker were contemplating an office addition to their Orangeville, Illinois shop. Now, as innovative as their shop was, I knew that whatever office they were going to build was going to be a winner. So when Mark told me the office was done, well, we had to return to their farm to see the results of their design efforts. So Mark, when we left this shop, it's been about 3 years ago, I was standing out the back door going, this is going to be an office, but I had no idea this was going to be an office. What a neat facility you added on here. What you did is you designed an office that fit your operation, and yours is just not a typical operation though. Like I say, you have corn and soybeans.
Correct.
You have a few animals here.
A couple.
Yeah, you're in dairy.
We're dairy, yep, that is correct. And then this year, well, for the last 3 years, we've been, 2 years, we've been actively growing hemp.
Hemp, right.
For CBD oil.
So you have a farm operation with dairy, you have a retail operation with precision planting gear, and then you have this new venture of a new crop. So let's take a step back. How did you settle on size? Because you weren't sure 3 years ago what size you were going to go with.
Yeah, it was really kind of determined by the structure that was actually laid down on the original shop.
Oh, okay.
And so the one service door and to the west, if you will.
Right.
And we realized that that's all the wider we could go on the office. So how deep we could go determined on our county regulations and our township and how close we could be to the road.
Oh.
And so I took it right to the inch, and that's where we came up with that measurements then. So
your shop sits this direction. You put the office off to the side. Was that a hard thing to marry it into the existing structure, or you found a contractor that just said, okay, we can do that?
Yeah, what I did is I ended up going back to the contractor that built our shop. And we had them build the shell for this office.
Oh.
And so when they got done, it was just a shell, no insulation, no wiring or anything. I had a buddy that he's a full-time fireman, so on his off days, I asked him if he'd give me a hand. So
you dressed it out inside?
We did the whole, I mean, as far as the wiring and everything you see, that was our design and our build.
Yeah. The Bakers opted for in-floor heat to make sure neither family, staff, or the numerous visitors that come to their office ever have to suffer from cold feet. Now, heating and cooling wise, you didn't actually put the vents in the walls.
Yeah.
Or in the floor.
Yep.
You went with the open pipe then.
Yeah.
And you just like the look of that?
It was more of an industrial look. Again, we wanted to give this office a taste, a different look, and I feel we did. You know, it was another one of them struggles. How are we going to do this? And then I finally said, I want to do this, and I think it's going to look great.
Yeah.
And so we went with that. Truly, that's really all that's for is for the AC central air.
Right.
And we did in-floor heat on this office.
Kim and Mark made use of a wide variety of old farmstead materials to adorn their office, ranging from corroded sheet metal to aged barn boards, as well as aged barn doors. What makes this such a comfortable facility too is just the other nice touches. Barn board for the windows. You used old barn rail for the doors going into the conference room here. The doors slide on the old barn door rails, which you actually took out of a, 1880s barn?
1889, and it says on the other side of the door, it's really faded, it's hard to see, but every piece of lumber in here has a story where we got it, how we got it, and the whole thing has a story. I mean, the track that's in the ceiling with the chandelier, as I call it.
The hay track that you have over
here. And, these are things that, people look at it, and some people don't even understand what this is and never seen it, and then when we can tell them the story, and that's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to preserve a little bit of what our history is, who we are and where we came from.
The Baker operation includes sons Chad and Zach, as well as a growing staff to cover their different businesses. The Bakers opted to go with an open office design to accommodate their growing staff and for future growth. Or I bet when people came in here before even the shop was up, they probably always went to the house.
Yeah.
Now they know to go here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we trained everybody or not, but even people that have never been here before, it just seems to gravitate, and they know to come right to the shop, and they see the office, and they know it's, you know. And I think what's inviting too, and I mean, it makes it look, I mean, like this has got to be the door. You know, we didn't do a traditional door on the shop. We have I guess you want to call it a professional glass door, like a storefront.
Oh yeah.
And so people automatically are gravitated to that because they see it and they go, oh, this must be the door.
It is the first time I've seen a shop office use a glass door like that.
Yeah.
It is like a retail outlet or a space, isn't it, for that reason?
And the big problem we had was the door that we originally got put on with the building. By the time we were done with construction, I could see so much wear on it that it wasn't going to last. And I said, this isn't going to work. So I went to our glass company north of here in Monroe and talked to the owner. And he said, yeah, I can hook you up. I'll get you a door. They're not cheap, but they're nice.
This was an investment. And it's not like we're making a whole lot of money these days on the commodity prices the way they are. So you were staring at an investment to make. Was it that hard to justify the cost to your banker, or is he just a really understanding guy?
He's a very understanding guy. I'm sure you'll never watch this program because he's so busy working, but we keep him in the dark the best we can.
No, he's gonna watch. I'll make sure he gets it. Yeah.
No, he actually, we were looking at the cost factor of it, and there was a discussion, instead of being 30 deep, what if we do 25? And he absolutely, I mean, he said, I will not let you do it if you cut down that 5 feet.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's that crucial. And I'd agree with him 100%, because my son and I were sitting down looking at it, and we were doing it per cost basis, and he was like, what if we just knock 5 feet off and we can, it looks a little better. And I'm like, no. Nobody's ever built anything. Nobody's built a shop. Nobody's built anything in their lives on a farm and said that was the biggest and the best because I don't need anything better than that. And you always wish you had another 10 feet.
You've had this now for what, a year, 2 years?
This would be our second season.
Yeah. So what would you do differently?
I don't know. It's always a good question to ask somebody. What would you do different? And I wish we could have been bigger, but we were kind of in a spot that we couldn't. So the size was exactly what we had to do.
The spot, as far as the location.
As far as the location, we couldn't have gone any bigger. I'd be honest with you, Dave, I don't know if there's anything I would change. I'm seriously that pleased.
Right.
And my wife jokes about it, and she always says that, I built this room, or this whole office, almost better than what our house is. But we spend a lot of time up here, we really do.
Yeah. Boy, have we come a long way in farming from when corn was planted individually and farmers repaired equipment under a shade tree or bought seed or tools around the kitchen table. Today, planting is high speed and precise. Top shops keep equipment rolling at peak performance, and farm offices like the one that the bakers added have become crucial to conducting business. I'll see you again next time on another Top Shop Tour. Hi, I'm Dave Mowitz. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit subscribe right here if you haven't already, and click that little bell right here to be notified when we post a new video. And click here to see more great videos.